Hey everybody, and welcome to the intersection of sports and marketing. I'm Cristiano, and this is episode 26 of OUTOFSCOPE. You have to move fast if you want to succeed. All you marketers out there need to listen to this.
Sports marketing expert Cristiano.
Cristiano.
Marketers and advertisers and brands always have to keep in mind, you have to play to the state of your audience. Endurance sports athletes are absolutely fanatics.
Having a Facebook page doesn't get you any business, but doing it right can be quite effective.
Today I'm just going to jump right into it because the topic is you have to move fast if you want to succeed. So we're going to make this episode fast. I don't care if you're a 30-person company, a 3-person company, or 3 million person company. You have to move fast in this day and age if you want to succeed. Long gone are the days where you can think about a business model and a business plan for how it's going to execute over the course of 5 years. I don't care who you are, the scale of your company, what brand you are, big or small. If you're trying to come up with some sort of executional plan over the next 5 to 10 years, by the time you get to year 4, everything that you plan for year 5 is going to be thrown out the window. Everything moves so fast. Digital, interconnectivity, everything, having all of the information that I ever need on this little tiny device has compacted the timelines and shortened the timelines needed and necessary to do and execute anything. So you're now competing against small companies, big companies, everybody in between that's moving at the speed of light. And if you can't match or exceed their speed, you're dead in the water. Marketing specifically has to happen at the speed of light. Marketing now is no longer coming up with a campaign that's going to roll out over the course of the next 12 to 18 months, and here's what's going to happen. Marketing now is, you have your goal for where you want to be in 18 months. You have your guidelines and your bullet points and your outlines of what you want to accomplish and achieve and how you're going to get to that point in 18 months. However, the actual execution needs to happen on a near instantaneous basis. The brands that are being successful, the companies that are being successful, the small brands and companies that are eating the lunch of the larger, slower companies, they are activating on marketing and executing marketing on a near real-time basis. And what I mean by that is not only are they, generating a genuine and honest and open brand, they're leveraging things like social media, they're leveraging things like instantaneous access to data, information, and news on a real-time basis. They're analyzing against that and they're executing their brands against that. And what I mean by that is you have to have marketing that has some relevance in the conversation of today, especially in social media, but also in general marketing and branding, because there is no silos anymore. And I think that's the problem, is people look at social media and social marketing as this thing over here, and TV and content as this thing over there, and printing and branding and traditional media is this thing up over here, and then everything else in between that kind of ties it all together. And that's total nonsense, right? You need to forget about these siloed approaches and consider that they are all together blended into one. What's up, Dustin? Doing the show. Come in and say hi.
What's up, gang?
Dustin, good guy. Does all of our IT here. Brilliant tech manager, and genius guy. Also, really big musician. Anyway, but getting back into what we're talking about as far as moving quickly. Kind of lost my train of thought there, sorry. But you have to move quickly, right? From a branding perspective, these little companies, they're able to adapt. They're able to look at media from just a pool of, this is our marketing. There is no social marketing. There is no TV marketing and print marketing. There is marketing, period, end of story. And then utilizing different tools, either as alone, as themselves, or in combination and in concert with the other tools. And if your TV campaigns and your video and your content and your media plans and your digital and your social all are having the same tonality, which everyone says that they do, but most brands don't. They all have different approaches and they all sound slightly different. If they all have the same tone and can be changed and adjusted and flipped on a dime, that's how you succeed, right? Being able to put out content in reaction to conversation that's happening in the real world is super powerful. People pay attention to that. With that said, kind of on the other end of the spectrum, you can't just rely on that, because if you're only in the moment, you're going to miss a lot of moments and you're missing the bigger picture. So it's about tying what's happening right now in social conversation and in society, tying that to the bigger picture and saying, hey, here's our big picture of what we are as a brand, as a team, as a company. We're up here, but we know what's going on a daily basis and we're reacting to it. And we're taking part in that conversation. And it's not just as response to social media, it's in all marketing and branding, and saying, hey, we have the forethought to put out an ad, whether it be on TV or print or anything, that is in relationship to what's going on now, but still holds true to our big brand message. And there are so many companies that cannot, ad agencies, marketers, companies, etc., that still have the old school mindset that it takes 3 to 6 months to execute a campaign. And I'm going to tell you that's complete and utter bullshit. It takes a couple of days, a couple of weeks, and it can still be done as good, if not better, than those 3 to 6 months, right? Nothing needs to be done by committee anymore, and no one needs to be afraid of failing and putting out the wrong stuff, because that's also the wrong approach. If you take this approach to acting fast, moving quickly, reacting with the flow of social, across all platforms and all forms of media, you're going to mess it up from time to time. You are going to fuck it up every once in a while, and you have to be completely okay with the fact that you're going to mess it up, and that's okay. And if you're honest and you come back and say, hey, we messed up, sorry, this is what we were trying to do, we hit the wrong thing here, people will forgive you and they will forget, right? The GoDaddy commercial that went completely over the top, remember how horrible news that was back in February? Nobody remembers that. Nobody cares. GoDaddy's business is just fine. They're actually doing better now than they were back then. So you have to remember that people forget. They have very short, we have the attention span of flies, all of us, and that's why brands can be okay and must be okay with failing. And you're going to fail more the faster you move, but if you don't move at lightning speed and aren't afraid to fail, or if you are afraid to fail and you don't move at lightning speed, you're dead. In 10 years, I won't even know what your brand was. And I'll be like, oh yeah, remember that brand? We'll be doing a show and remember that company that was around 10 years ago when we first started this? Don't be that brand. Be the brand that says, hey, we're not afraid to fail. It's okay. We're all humans. Humans are behind brands, and everyone needs to stop pretending that it's some master plan from some, big corporate boardroom. And you know what? Let people who are creative, let people who are smart, let people who are technical drive the marketing and do it in a human way and do it fast and not be afraid to fail. And if they do, don't try to just plow it over with PC nonsense. Just be like, hey, we messed up. We were trying to do this. Sorry, it came across the wrong way. It's what it is. We move on and we apologize, or we do something good out of it. We turn something good around from it. And that's how you be successful. So anyway, I think we're going to see a lot more of that. These smaller startup companies, marketers, sports teams, brands, etc., that can and do move quickly, that's where you see the success. The old school stuff, all the companies that move really slow, like glaciers, they're all the ones losing market share. All the ones that are moving super fast, startup speed, they're taking market share. So do you want to take market share or do you want to lose market share? I want to take market share. Hope you do too. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Remember to subscribe. Subscribe to the podcast, subscribe to YouTube, and please comment, shoot me a line, shoot me an email. I want to hear from you. Anyway, thank you so much.